All right. I just kind of want to get my opinion out there about um the whole drama around Dragon's Dogma 2. I've been playing it. I've been loving it. I actually just bought a second copy of it for my Xbox. Um, so I can play it in the bedroom next to my wife while she's sleeping. Instead of having to be in the game room on my PC. Um, So I did that. Um, like I've been enjoying the hell out of it. It's been super fun. It's a lot better than the first one in some ways, and also like a bit different than the first one in some ways. Not bad. Not bad differences, just interesting differences because it's a newer game. Um, so I'm gonna go over some of the issues that people have been having that I've seen and saw lately that people complaining about, and then we'll go look at a few other things and then some Steam reviews. Um, some just bullshittery, you know. First thing, de novo. I don't know much about de novo besides that it is an anti-cheat that has full access to your system. Um, and that some people are being banned for like 24 hours because they went in and deleted the save file. Um, because there's no way to currently restart with a new character, which is another point later on. Anti-cheat works. Maybe the nouveau isn't the right way to go, but it in a sense is also a good way to go for companies because it works. You know, it's just another thing that people who want to pirate the game or hack the game in like a nefarious way, it's harder, and it just makes it not worth the time to go through and do. Um, so my opinion on that is just, I don't really care. It doesn't really affect me. Performance on PC. A lot of people have been experiencing crashes and FPS drops, which makes sense. Um, and just the biggest performance issue I have on PC myself that I've been experiencing, I haven't experienced any crashes or anything like that. Um, if anything, the crashing I really think is just people cranking up the shit too high, trying to run super high graphics when the machine can't handle it, or like they're doing too many different things on their PC at once. Um, but the only performance issue I have is stuttering, and that's um probably just an FPS issue more than anything else. Like I don't really get it the longer my session is going. It's more the initial start of a session my game stutters a bit in areas that it hasn't previously loaded in before. Fucking makes sense, you know? Another one is the price of the game. It's $70, 74 counting tax and whatnot. Um, who the fuck cares? It's a game that deserves the price. One, I haven't beat the game yet, but I know I've already dumped almost 16 hours into the game, and I've just been exploring. I haven't hardly moved the story forward besides really getting into the city, and I've just been exploring everywhere. Did a few side quests, but I've been mostly like exploring, getting gear, like grinding out gold and shit. I don't. I haven't had an issue. The map seems super big. There's a good portion of the map I haven't uncovered yet. Um, and who knows what the end game's gonna be like? If it's gonna be anything like the first game or not. Um, but $70 for this experience is worth it. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Some people are saying buy it when it's on sale, just because of the microtransaction issue, which isn't really a fucking issue. The microtransactions on Dragon's Dogma isn't a problem at all. And we'll get more into that when I go into the actual microtransaction page of Steam. We'll talk about that. I mean, don't get me wrong. You have a right to your opinion. You have your right to spend your money how you want to spend it. But shitting on developers and stuff like that just isn't the right way to go. It's more a base company thing on itself. People have been having save issues, and that's just because people are not manually saving their game like they should. They haven't. A lot of people who are playing Dragon's Dogma 2 probably haven't played the first one and or haven't really played mini RPGs. A lot, because like most games that get really hyped up by the masses, by streamers and other people and YouTubers, tend to get picked up by people who are new to the genre or new to a style of game, and they like, and if you've played RPGs for as long as maybe I have, or even longer, I've been playing RPGs for 16 years, give or take. Save all the goddamn time. Every 5 minutes, manually save. Even if it seems fucking tedious or stupid. Save. There's so many times I played certain RPGs and I forget to save for 20 to 30 minutes, even an hour, and then I die or something stupid happens, or I fucking do something stupid, and I'm like, oh, I need to go back and somehow get back to my last save, or the last autosave. Which, by the way, autosaves aren't safe in this game. They're not the best. It doesn't autosave often. It doesn't really autosave too much. And the only times it really saves is after a quest or after you invest that in the inn, right? Oh, that's another problem. In prices slash no v I can't type. I'm tired. I was going to sleep, but then I was watching Gaining Health. I was watching Asmongold talk about this, and then a few TikToks and shit about this. Anyways, save all the damn time. Honestly, there's really no save issue. People are just creating an issue on the fact that they don't know to save themselves. It even says it at the start of the game to manually save your games, because when it saves is unreliable. It's not like it tells you to save manually, to go in to your main menu, go to system, and save and continue. People are mad about this, paying to change your character appearance. There is items and ways to do it in the game. People are just mad about the microtransaction. And whatnot. Honestly, if you're this mad about having to pay to change your character appearance, maybe you should have spent more time in the character creator and actually made a character you were fully satisfied with. And if you do want to change your character appearance, there is a way in the game to do it. Do it that way. You're not locked behind what was it? $2 price. You can only have one character. This was also in the first game. If you played the first one, I recommend you do it. It's a bit jankier. It's obviously dated because it came out in like 2010. If not a little bit later or earlier, I don't remember. You can only have one character, and the big thing is, the reason why is because the the pawn system, the way the pawns work. If people had too many characters, right? Or like another thing is like save files, having more save files or more, characters. The pawn system would be flooded and it would break the servers. The main reason is to keep the pawn system, uh, like at a level where it's not going to crash the servers. Like I'm pretty sure if say once they add the restart option to restart a game and create a new character and start over, it will probably delete your old pawn and stuff. So like it's not like it'll come back or anything. Currently there's no way to restart with a new character. They are currently adding that. I'll go over that once after I get done with the microtransaction thing. People are mad about that. They're adding it. I understand that it sucks not to be able to restart, and that's why people are having issues with the Novo on top of it, because people manually going in to delete the save files to restart, and it's banning them for 24 hours so they can't even play after that. I get that it sucks. And a majority of the reason why people want to start a new character is because an appearance issue, or they picked the wrong vocation to start with. Granted, all you have to do is play a little bit with that vocation until you get to the point where you can change your vocation at a vocation guild, which I think you can do at the first encampment that you get to after you crash on the Griffin. And it only costs 100 discipline points, which is not that hard to gain. Just fight. If really need be, go out and fight a few enemies, come back, change your discipline to a different vocation. And also, I believe if it's the same as the first one, since I haven't changed my vocation yet, once you purchase a vocation to change it, you don't have to go and repurchase the old one. You just can change it for 0 discipline points. So it's not that big of a deal. I don't understand why people are making a big deal out of it. I get that it can be frustrating, but also at the same time, it's a way around it. And it's not one that takes hours. It's probably one that takes at most 20 minutes to do. The 30 FPS on console, I understand that a lot of people now think that 60 FPS is an industry standard. And that's 30 FPS in an action RPG like Dragon's Dogma isn't the best. Especially with the fact that nowadays games are coming out 60 FPS, but honestly some of the best games are 30 FPS. Bloodborne, for example, is 30 FPS. Granted, people have issues with the fact that they can't play Bloodborne at 60 FPS, like on Steam, because it's not on PC, but it's not that big of a deal. The biggest issue is that it's uncapped FPS to 30, which means it can go below 30, which I get, that sucks. That is the part where the 30 FPS is iffy. If it was just straight 30 FPS and it stayed at 30 FPS, I think a lot less people would be mad about it. Crashing. I haven't experienced any crashing. That could just be me and the fact that I'm running it at a decent, pretty much at the recommended settings for my PC, or like whatever recommended settings it gives you for graphics. I'm not really trying to upscale it or do a bunch of shit. There's probably some people that are just experiencing crashing in general. My best bet, just uninstall and reinstall. See if that fixes it. Otherwise, just, I guess, keep playing and go around it when it happens. Just reload it. save often. If you're crashing, start saving more often. The in prices and no regaining health, and the fact that there's no fast travel. Really. There is fast travel. And like, so the biggest thing people have issue with there not being a lot like fast travel is a lot of people who are playing it just don't have time to sit. The biggest thing is the time investment of traveling from one place to the other can take anywhere between like 20 minutes to like 3 hours, depending on how you're going. You can find port crystals. I haven't found one yet. Granted, I haven't been sticking with main story. A lot of time, a majority of the port crystals, at least that you find in Dragon's Dogma 1, is by going through and doing the story. So maybe go through and do the story. Focus on the story. And the fact that fairy stones cost 10k, but you find them. I found like 5, 6 so far. I've only used them twice now. And that's just because I went on my way to travel to the farthest reaches of where I can and explore. And I was just like, I need to get back to finish this quest. That's the only reason why I did it. The no regaining health, so the loss factor, that's new. That's something, like, they had it in the first game, but you could heal past that and gain that health back. This is a new change where you can't even regain that lost health back by unless you rest at a campsite or an inn, and that's where the inn price issue comes. Where it's like up anywhere between 1,000 to 2,000 gold. Just sell stuff if you need gold, but also like another thing is there is a quest fairly soon within the capital, the main city, that you can do where you can earn a home. Granted, you have to buy it at the end of the quest for 20,000 gold. It's still better than, which then that saves you a bunch of money. Then you can just go to the main city and rest. Granted, if you're in a different city and you don't have any fairy stones or don't want to use your fairy stones, then you have to use an inn. Just always keep gold on you. You earn it pretty quickly just killing monsters. Like, if you don't have gold for resting at inn, what are you doing with your time? Maybe you're struggling against enemies. I mean, that could be a thing. Maybe take the time to reorganize the pawns that you have, and also maybe select different skills that you have for your vocation, and or potentially change your vocation to one that you might be more comfortable with. That's about it with that. Let's go through the microtransactions. So these, the only one that I think is an advantage at all, right, is the Explorer's camping kit, because this is the only one that I guess maybe you can't earn in game unless oh fuck. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not in the items I found in game. I did the wrong thing. Alright, back to it. Yeah, no, this is the only one that will add something to the game. A special camping kit. I can't say how expensive that camping kit would be in the game. Explorer's camping kit. Oh, kit price I forgot the name of the game for some reason. Dogma 2. No, that's been released to that. What's they're 2,000 gold. So they're very cheap compared to the other ones. I think the other ones are like 3,000 gold. So it's like 1,000 gold cheaper. That's the only one that isn't added. Like it adds a new item to the game. And I think it's lighter than the regular ones. That's the only one that's like kind of bad. But honestly, the rest of these don't really matter, right? Rift crystals, right? Sure. Maybe like if you bought every single one, right? All of these, because these are one-time purchases. I don't think these are buying multiple times, because if that was the case, why would they have like multiple iterations of 1,500? That doesn't make sense. So I think these are one-time buy, and that you get that amount. Sure, you might be able to hire like maybe a pawn that's a bit higher level than you. That pawn is only gonna last until you reach that level, or unless they die. They get hit off the ledge and into the water, the brine gets them, you're not getting that pawn back. You just wasted rift crystals. Like, this is unnecessary. In terms of like actually buying it, unnecessary. You don't have to do it. You earn it in game. Your main pawn generates it if people are hiring your main pawn. So like buying this, sure, you can do it. And it will give you a small advantage in terms of like being able to hire some higher level pawns, or consistently keep higher level pawns in your party, which is fine. There's ways to get higher level pawns without paying that, and that's finding specific Riftstone locations that will spawn a higher level pawn that you can hire for free. So it's not necessary to buy this. And honestly, if you do buy it, good for you. Who cares, right? It's a single player game. I don't understand people's complaints with buying microtransactions for single player games. Maybe it's weird and unnecessary for a single player game to have microtransactions, but also it's weird and unnecessary to judge people for wanting to buy microtransactions for a single player game. Because one, all it's doing is enhancing your own experience. It doesn't really matter what it doesn't really matter that it's there. You don't have to buy the microtransactions. That's just an option. And just because it has it doesn't mean that the game is bad or not worth the money, or that you have to buy it on sale. A lot of people are making a big comeuppance about this for no reason. Like, it's illogical. It's not a logical train of thought. It's kind of dumb, but I mean, have your opinion. That's your opinion, nobody else's. I'm thirsty, give me a second. Nope, that's empty. Fuck. Got my soda. Everyone's entitled to their opinions, and the emotion behind their opinions is fair, but I will say your opinion's kind of stupid. Again, 90% of these microtransactions you can get in-game. Doesn't really change much. And granted, Explorer's backpack is a bit cheaper than main. Explorer's camp is a bit cheaper than regular camps, and also it's a bit lighter. Who cares? You can just offload the camp on one of the other pawns, and it'll be fine. It's not really. It weighs a bit, At most, it'll take you from light to average. Not that big of a deal. And also, like, the camps in the game that you can buy, they work. They do splendidly. So it doesn't really matter. And, like, it just adds a new camping kit that you can purchase. And then you get one. You just start with one. That'll only last you a few hours, give or take. And then the wake stones, they just revive you. You get wake stone shards enough from either hiring pawns and then the wake stone shard being the reward for that pawn quest, and or just finding wake stone shards in the world or purchasing them in the world to create a wake stone. I burned through 2 and I still have like 6 in my storage and 1 on me at all times. It's, who cares? And they're only $1. So like, another thing is the most expensive one is, I think, this 2500 Rift Crystal pack. Everything else is less than $3. Much so, like, and again, they're all one-time purchase. So like, if you buy one of these, you just get one, and also you only buy it once. Granted, so once they add it to where you can restart a character, and or when you get to the point where you can start a new game plus, if they even have a new game plus for this game, I imagine they would. That every time you restart, you just would gain the stuff you already purchased. So, like, who cares? Again, this, you can earn these in game, so you don't have to buy this to gain it. And they're not hard to get. The port crystal, cool. You can only have 10 at max placed in the world, and also, so that would mean you would only, and like I said, you find them, and you probably find 10 in your first playthrough. Or you can buy them in game after you get to a certain point in the story, probably like in the first one, where you can buy them and just place them where you want. But like, honestly, that's, sure, you get a port crystal, you place it, but you still need fairy stones. You're just buying like a house, but you need a key every time to open to like get inside. Like, sure. And a lot of people complain about this. Oh, you have to pay for fast travel and shit like that. No, you don't. You don't have to pay for this. Unnecessary. You get them in game, and it doesn't take that long, probably, to get to one. Or even if it does take a long time to get to one, who cares? Honestly, you hardly need to go anywhere besides the main cities or towns that you can go to that have a port crystal. Granted, there'll be times where you're like, typically the port crystals are just a way to quickly get to specific spots based on quests, quicker, and or make your life a bit easier, just fast traveling to specific points in an area where there isn't a fairy stone. Well, not a port crystal that you can get to. But overall, who cares? It's not a necessary buy or anything like that. So it's dumb. Character editor, there's a way to do it in the game, so you don't have to pay for it. So kind of dumb. Like, people are upset about this. You can get that relatively early on. This essentially just allows you to escape from jail if you get sent to jail. You know, act a fool, get a fool's reward. I mean, if you're being stupid and you end up in the jail in game, then maybe you deserve to be there. Don't do stupid shit if you don't end up in jail. And also, like, all you do is rest and then you get out or something, or you have to pay a fine. I don't know. I haven't been to jail yet. Don't plan to. This, I don't really know exactly what the inclinations do specifically. And also, I don't see how this is really a necessary buy for anybody. This deepens your bond. You can get bundles of flowers super quick. You don't need this. Same thing in harpy snares. You can find those. Like honestly, these microtransactions, a lot of people are upset about a single player game having them. It's unnecessary. $70 single player game shouldn't have microtransactions. Okay, but what if somebody wants to buy this shit? Let them buy it. Maybe somebody wants to just support Capcom or the devs, so they buy one of these every now and then. I have $5. I'm gonna drop it on 3 of these. You know? And then, like, next time they create restart the game or New Game Plus, they get all these back. You know? Who cares? A lot of people are upset about that and all this shit, honestly. Some of these, sure, I get. But also, a lot of these are like, if you haven't played the first game, that's kind of on you. Technically, you don't have to play the first game to play Dragon's Dogma 2, but it gives you an idea on why certain game mechanics are in the game, because they were in the first one. And the first one, these games have a cult following. People love these games. Well, love the first one. 4 is very, like, game style and how it plays. People love that. So they don't love it in Dragon's Dogma 2, right? So then I don't make a game more accessible to the masses just to cushion, their pockets. No, they don't make it for the fans. You can say the microtransactions are to cushion their pockets, but honestly, no one's really buying them. Or if people are buying them, who cares? It's enhancing their playthrough for a single player game. It's not affecting how your game plays. It's not affecting whether all it's affecting is potentially that person being further ahead in the single player game than you are in the game. Or maybe they're having a slightly easier time. Who cares? People are saying, oh, Capcom's not respecting my time. The developers aren't respecting my time. They are. They put a lot of work into the game. They're respecting your time by giving you content to keep you, having fun. To make it interesting to travel from point A to point B. You're just mad that you can't hop, skip, and jump to the next place within seconds of loading up. Which I get. Maybe you don't have time. Maybe you have an hour. Okay. I play at most an hour to 2 hours a day because I don't have the energy. Because I work a full-time job. My kids stay up all damn night. Keep me up all morning. I sleep at most in 20 minutes to anywhere between 30 minutes to 3 hours is my sleep range every few days. Pretty much every day I get like 30 minutes to 3 hours, right? At most I get an hour to 3 hours of game time each day if I have energy or forgo sleep, right? I don't mind traveling only halfway to a location or only doing a little bit in an hour to 3 hours. You know why? Because the game will still be there. The game's not going to disappear. Sure, it may take me, 3 months to beat the game. 4 months. I don't care. I have other things in my life. If you're upset about not having the time to play games, maybe you need to rethink your priorities in life. Maybe that's it. That's all. Other than that, thank you for watching, I will catch you next time, and this has been my thoughts on Dragon's Dogma 2 and all the drama behind it. Toodles.